Let's talk about running alone and what happens when you run alone with nothing but your thoughts. Because for me, that's literally about every run. I train solo 99% of the time. No group runs, no training partners, just me, the road, or the treadmill, and a whole lot of quiet. This is week 6 of my 18-week series where I'm training for my second ever marathon as a dad of 1 and really soon to be 2, like literally a couple of weeks. And over the years, including my first marathon and now training for my second, I've realized something most people don't talk about. Endurance sports are supposed to be boring. And if you don't learn how to handle that boredom, it eventually becomes harder than the miles themselves. So in this video, I'm gonna do 3 things. First, I'll explain why running alone feels mentally harder than it should. I'll share a mistake I made in my first marathon that really showed me how dependent I was on distractions. And finally, I'll break down how I'm training boredom on purpose this time and why it's already making me feel more prepared for marathon number 2. One thing I've noticed, especially this week, is how different solo runs feel from running with a group or with somebody else. The pace might be easy, the distance might be manageable, but mentally, it feels harder. When you're alone, there's nothing to take your attention away. No conversation, no shared suffering, no one else setting the rhythm. So your brain starts filling the space. You notice every little discomfort. You question your pace. You question if you should walk or run. You start wondering if the run is even worth doing. And that's usually the moment when people say, I just need something to listen to. Doing CrossFit for so long has gotten me used to the community feeling. That's why I fell in love with it. That's why most people do CrossFit. Working out next to someone or even partnering up with them, working towards the same goal. But running has been very different. You get used to training alone with nothing but your thoughts.
I see forever when I look in your eyes.
Most of us don't like that feeling, so we try to escape it. Music, podcasts, audiobooks. This is my favorite one. Only running when someone else is available. Again, none of that is bad, but if every single run needs stimulation, you never train the quiet part, which does happen. And I learned that during my first marathon. I went all in on preparation. I built a 5-hour playlist, song by song, for when I thought I needed it most. And let me tell you, that playlist was perfect. Calm early, motivational late, ending with the perfect mix of NF songs, if you know, you know. And then halfway through the race, my headphones died. No warning, no backup, just silence. And the Air Force Marathon is kind of a quieter course. There's not many spectators allowed except for certain areas, kind of at the end and somewhat in the middle. And I remember thinking, this just got a lot harder. I was literally asking myself, can I still do this without any music or anything to listen to but my footsteps? Because in that moment, I realized I didn't train for quiet at all. There was almost a bit of panic in that moment because I realized that no matter how much you plan, things are still gonna go wrong. I wasn't struggling because my legs were done, at least not yet. I was struggling because the distraction was gone. And that moment taught me something I didn't really understand at the time. Boredom isn't empty, it's uncomfortable because it forces awareness. When there's nothing happening, you notice everything. Your breathing, your form, your thoughts negotiating with you. Oh yeah, I'll just walk until I get that next checkpoint and then I'll start running. But if you don't run from that boredom, you start building patience, which my wife says I need more anyways. Lately, I've been catching myself wanting runs to feel important. I've really been doing it this whole series. Every single run, trying to find something to talk about. That way I can make a video about it. But now, I'm letting them be uneventful. No breakthrough, no big emotional moment, just steady miles. And you know what? That's where confidence quietly builds. That's endurance training working exactly how it's supposed to. Something I'm intentionally doing this training cycle is letting at least one run per week be intentionally boring. I love to watch movies while I'm running on the treadmill, but I'm trying at least once a week, nothing. No music, no podcasts, no movies, no YouTube videos. I just run. Some days my thoughts wander, some days they negotiate, and some days, although not very often, it's just quiet. I don't try to control any of it. I don't just escape it. And those runs don't feel impressive, but they stack in a way you don't realize till later. We live in a world where we all need to be doing something all the time. There's so much stimulation around us that we are forgetting how to be bored. And that's a big topic on raising children is they need to learn how to be bored and entertain themselves, not just stick an iPad in their face all the time. And I'm really guilty of this myself. I don't even just sit and eat lunch anymore. I'll turn on a YouTube video or something like that to watch while I'm eating. This quiet time while I'm running is truly my therapy. And it's such a cliche, so I hate saying it, but it's an escape from the noise. This is my second marathon, and the biggest difference so far isn't fitness, it's familiarity. It's knowing what to expect. I know the race is long, I know the excitement fades, and I know there are stretches where absolutely nothing happens. And now, that doesn't scare me, because I'm practicing being bored. I've practiced staying steady when my brain wants out. And the treadmill has been a blessing and a curse. The treadmill has been a really good test of this. People say to me all the time at the gym, I have no idea how you're running for X amount of miles, or I don't know how you spend that much time on that thing. Even when I was able to go outside, I would run the same route just about every single day. I don't need to be entertained while I'm running. And that's the advantage that no one talks about.
Endurance sports just aren't exciting most of the time. You're not gonna see people run a marathon on ESPN. They're repetitive, they're quiet, they're boring. But if you can stay present when nothing exciting is happening, you're building the exact skill that you need when things get hard. And at that point, we're not even talking about running anymore. If your training feels boring right now, don't fight it. That boredom isn't a problem, it's the training. To wrap this week up, this was week 6 of training, and honestly, it matched the theme pretty well. A lot of solo miles and a lot of quiet treadmill running. This week I ran a total of just about 33 miles in total, and actually was able to get outside once. I went outside for my Friday run, which was a tempo run, and I really desperately wanted to get outside, and so I kind of forced it, and the run was really hard. There was snow on the ground, so I ended up doing 3 miles instead of 5. Afterwards, I kind of felt like I failed that run, but got outside, I ran a little bit, and that's that. We move on. But next week is a very special week. Without saying too much, we've got a little bit of travel the weekend to film a CrossFit competition. I'm really excited to dive into mindset and discipline from another point of view. Plus, I am really hoping South Carolina is warmer than Ohio so I can get some outdoor miles in. So if you're following along, we'll see you in week 7.